A beating by Denver police that made those who witnessed it gasp, and the videotape of that made the DA change the course of his investigation. Good evening, I'm Bob Kendrick, in for Mark Kobrick, who's in Beijing tonight.
I'm Adele Arakawa. The tape that officers didn't know existed kept it from being his word against theirs. John Heaney was well on his way to spending 3 years in prison for his actions until 9 Wants to Know obtained the tape showing their actions during the arrest. Investigative reporter Deborah Sherman is here with the exclusive story. Deborah, the video shows Denver police beating Heaney. He was charged, though, with the crime.
That's right. He was charged with assaulting a police officer. But the Denver District Attorney's Office threw out the case after we showed prosecutors the video of his arrest. And now you'll see the tape. It was shot in April during the home opener of the Colorado Rockies game.
Here's the 3-2.
And we could hear it.
Clobber to left field.
Clear as day. It was just horrible.
Opening day at the Rockies.
It just so happened that, we were rolling camera.
TV producer Greg Prinke and his photographer were shooting video in front of Coors Field.
I was on my bicycle.
That's when they saw 57-year-old John Heaney ride by on his bike, on his way to see his dying mother in a nursing home.
I heard somebody yell, "You just ran a red light."
Heaney rode his bike up to the man who was yelling at him. The man says Heaney punched him in the nose, but Heaney says he just knocked the guy's hat off. While nobody agrees on how the fight started, we do know how it ends, because the video crew caught it on tape. In slow motion, you see two men hitting Heaney. An elbow strike, a knee strike, and 3 uppercuts to his head.
They both unloaded on me, and I started seeing stars, and the whole thing was just bam, bam, bam after that.
That's when Heaney learned those men are undercover police.
As they were pummeling me, in between punches, they would say, "You retard." Wham, we're cops. Wham, wham, wham.
They are detectives Michael Cordova and James Costigan on the Vice Squad, who were working undercover in a scalping ring. The detectives have Heaney on his knees.
Someone had me in a chokehold, and they were all on top of me, and I couldn't breathe. And I thought I was going to die.
They rolled him onto his stomach. As the officers tried to handcuff Heaney, Detective Cordova lifts his head for a grand slam. It sounds like a baseball hitting a bat, except that it's Heaney's teeth breaking on cement.
He was not resisting. It was totally uncalled for.
Police arrested Heaney and charged him with second-degree assault for hitting Detective Cordova in the nose, which pictures show was not bloody or broken.
The second-degree assault against a police officer is very serious.
Heaney's attorney questioned the officers in court before they knew the arrest was caught on tape. Detective Cordova testified that Heaney was swinging and punching and says even when he was on the ground, he was hitting and kicking.
Did you throw any punches at the police officers?
No.
They say you did.
Yeah, well, it never happened.
Why would someone believe you over police?
I'm telling the truth, and that's all I have.
Police did not interview any civilian witnesses. We did.
Did you ever see him throw a punch?
No. I never once saw him throw a punch.
He definitely didn't start it, that's for sure.
I never saw the bicyclist make any sort of swing at either of the officers.
Back in court, the detectives are asked about Heaney's teeth. Remember, they don't know about the video. Was there a point at which somebody slammed his face into the ground, asked the attorney? Absolutely not, testified Detective Cordova. How did Mr. Heaney's front teeth get broken? Cordova answers, I have not a clue.
When you start seeing that the officers are making arguments that are directly contradicted by this videotape, then it raises a question about how believable the police officers are.
Heaney lost 2 teeth in the arrest, and because of the video, the district attorney's office has dismissed the charges against him. The Denver Police Department is doing an internal investigation.
We're moving forward with the investigation, but to say anybody did anything wrong would be a rush to judgment, and we're not going to do that at this point in time.
Although we did name the officers, we chose not to show their faces to protect their undercover identities. The officers chose not to comment about this story, Adele.
Is it possible these officers might face criminal charges?
Absolutely, depending on the police internal investigation. We are talking to legal experts about that, and we'll have more on that tomorrow.
All right. Deborah, thanks a lot. as